UFC 300 is around the corner and the main event is yet to be decided. The fight card is ultimately stacked, but it lacks a proper main event. Conor McGregor and Michael Chandler say that they are ready to headline the event, but Dana White seems to have more than the one option for the Irish star. However, Daniel Cormier claims there is something perhaps even more delicious cooking for the UFC 300 main event. As per the former dual-weight champion, McGregor should headline the event, not against Michael Chandler but against Nate Diaz. Let us dig in to understand why. Both Conor McGregor and Nate Diaz are presently away from the octagon, so a fight between these two might not sound probable. But as per Daniel Cormier, the happening of this fight is closer than one would expect. McGregor last fought Dustin Poirier at UFC 264 in July 2021 and Nate Diaz last fought in the UFC in September 2022, before facing Logan Paul in a boxing match last year. Now, both of these fighters are eager to fight again. Daniel Cormier claimed that a fight between Conor McGregor and Nate Diaz might be one of the big UFC fights for this year, and this should go as the main event of UFC 300. If McGregor fights Diaz, that is what I believe draws the general fan in as much as anything they could do in the UFC right now, just because of Nate Diaz and the intrigue, said Daniel Cormier on DC and RC. He further added, the way the first fight played out, the way the second fight played out, it is still two of the highest grossing pay-per-views in UFC history. These two men, when you put them together, make a lot of money, and it is far enough out there to be considered an attraction. Cormier's statements are supported by some really good facts. Whenever Nate Diaz and Conor McGregor fought, UFC was the winner. Diaz vs. McGregor INI's total combined PPV earnings was reportedly $175 million. Their fight may or may not happen, but one thing's for sure, and that is Daniel Cormier is not looking at Michael Chandler as the potential comeback fight for McGregor. In a recent episode of their weekly show, DC and RC, on ESPN MMA YouTube, Daniel Cormier had a lighthearted exchange with Ryan Clark, playfully teasing Michael Chandler for what he perceived as a sense of urgency. Cormier, with his trademark wit, humorously remarked on Chandler's eagerness, injecting a dose of banter into the conversation. "Hey RC, I gotta be honest, RC. Michael Chandler, the boy thirsty man. The boy thirsty. Chandler wants to make sure he is the first to comment before someone else gets in there. So I get what he is doing, but it's nuts, right? Because McGregor just keeps seeming to pull Mike's strings, our strings," said Cormier. He further added, "And look, I am just joking, Mike. This has become a thing I like to make fun of you for. It seems likely now that these guys are going to fight. But how likely is it that they're going to headline UFC 300? Cormier is as keen on witnessing a matchup between Chandler and McGregor as the rest of us, but doubts that as happens in the April event.